Handa ka na ba sa CPA board? Prove it. Take this challenge. Let's see what you really know. Question number 1. According to the IFRS conceptual framework, an entity should recognize an item in the financial statements only when it is probable that the future economic benefits associated with the item will flow to or from the entity. True or false? The answer is false. Alam mo ba? Sa revised conceptual framework ng 2018, hindi na ginagamit yung dating probability requirement bilang strict na rule para ma-recognize ang asset or liability. Hindi na sapat na probable lang mangyari. Ang tinitingnan na ngayon ay kung relevant ba yung info para sa users, faithful ba ang representation ng item, at mas mataas ba ang benefit kaysa sa cost ng pagre-recognize. So, mas focus na tayo ngayon sa quality at usefulness ng info, hindi lang sa chance na mangyari ang future economic benefit. Question number 2. The conceptual framework provides authoritative requirements for financial reporting and overrides individual IFRS standards when there is a conflict. True or false? The answer is false. Importanteng tandaan, ang conceptual framework ay guidance, pero hindi siya accounting standard. Ibig sabihin, hindi siya pwedeng gamiting pamalit o pamalit sa mismong IFRS standards. Kapag may conflict o hindi pagkakapareho sa pagitan ng conceptual framework at isang specific na IFRS standard, ang IFRS standard ang masusunod. Parang ganito. Ang conceptual framework ay parang guiding principle, pero ang mga standards, yan yung actual rules na dapat sundin sa financial reporting. So yes, mahalaga ang framework, pero pagdating sa conflict, IFRS pa rin ang boss. Question number 3. An asset is defined under IFRS as a present economic resource controlled by the entity as a result of past events. True or false? The answer is true. Akala mo ba, asset lang pag may hawak kang cash, building, o equipment? But, under the 2018 IFRS conceptual framework, hindi na lang basta thing ang asset. Asset is now defined as a right that has the potential to give economic benefits. Then, ibig sabihin kahit di mo pa nakukuha ang benefit ngayon, basta may control ka sa karapatan, at may potential na kumita in the future. Therefore, huwag kang malito. Asset is not equal to object lang. It's about control plus potential to earn. That's how we define an asset now, IFRS style. Question number 4. Under IFRS, neutrality means that financial statements should be free from bias and should not favor one party over another. True or false? The answer is true. Alam mo ba kung anong ibig sabihin ng neutrality sa IFRS? Simple lang. Dapat ang financial statements ay walang kinikilingan. Ibig sabihin, dapat walang bias, hindi pabor sa investors, hindi pabor sa management, hindi rin dapat tinatago ang bad news para lang gumanda ang itsura ng reports. Ang goal ng neutrality ay para ang mga users ng financial statements, like investors, creditors, regulators, ay makagawa ng tamang desisyon base sa totoong impormasyon, hindi sa manipulated data. So kapag sinabing neutral ang FS, ibig sabihin, tapat, pantay, at walang pinoprotektahan. Ganun dapat sa tamang accounting. Question number 5. The enhancing qualitative characteristics in the IFRS conceptual framework include consistency, prudence, and accuracy. True or false? The answer is false. Akala ng iba, basta accurate ang financial statements, okay na. Yun na yun. But, ayon sa IFRS conceptual framework, accuracy is good? Yes. Pero hindi siya formally listed as one of the enhancing qualitative characteristics. Ang official na enhancing characteristics ay comparability, verifiability, timeliness, at understandability. Yan ang mga nagpapaganda sa quality ng financial info. Then, what about prudence? Yes, important siya, pero it's treated as a supporting concept. Hindi kasama sa main enhancing characteristics. Therefore, tandaan mo, hindi lahat ng magagandang katangian ay nasa official list. But if you want financial info to be useful and reliable, focus on those 4 key traits. CVTU: comparability, verifiability, timeliness, and understandability.